Now we get into monthly billing, which is the going to be in the next release, which is imminent, right? It'll be out very soon.
Yeah.
And I don't have an actual time date, but it'll be out soon. So first is what is the cost for a node with the new billing service?
Yeah, well, the costs start at $99 per month, and it includes $10 worth of dragons for each node that you spin up. And so.
Okay, and it's enough to kind of roll in, and there's what about the 3-month trial? That pre-existing people with 3-month trial.
Yeah, so anyone with a pre-existing 3-month trial will keep that trial for the duration, or for the rest of the duration of it, and until it's up, and then they will go rolled into the monthly charging.
Okay, and there will be right now. There won't be a trial for a new account, a free not a free trial, but there are free dragons. So. It's a little bit of a trade-off, and we might add, we know that there will be a coupon system, so there might be promotions or some other thing for trials, and that's coming, and we just wanted to get this in place before we worry too much about that.
Right.
What payment methods do we accept?
Well, so we accept USD or Dragon, and if you pay in USD, then you go into the console and you enter your payment method with a credit card, debit card information, and we accept all major credit cards.
Okay, and Dragons would be the same as it always was. You can just send them in.
Yeah.
You claim your account, and okay, perfect.
Yeah.
The payment method itself, can you update that?
Yeah. So you can update your payment method through console, and that update will be shown in the next billing cycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the next question has been kind of a long running, especially after we got out of the early access program, where withdrawals, like, so people, and in the early access program, it was while we were still testing the network and testing the economy, and it's actually a beautiful thing because we learned a lot, in particular about scaling, on cloud, and the scarcity itself. And from that, we modeled time as scarcity, and that with the loyalty patent, that was part of that patent itself, that time as scarcity gives us a lot more scalability in DragonNet. And so, since EAP ended, the early access program, people are actually getting real rewards. They aren't replaced with a flat monthly like we were doing before. So, with those rewards, and it looks like some of them at least are better rewards than people were getting with the flat monthly, so that's a really good thing. Withdrawal was always the question. So, can a user withdraw their dragons, the rewards they get from running a node on DragonNet, from the console?
Yeah, so they would just have to go into the console and click the withdraw button, and they would be able to withdraw the rewards from their verification payout address, which is where those rewards would be sent upon verification. And they can also pay or withdraw from their funding address, which is where the credits go when they send dragons into the system. So they will be able to withdraw from both of those addresses.
Right. Yeah, the only thing you won't is US dollar. Right, that we had to lock that for legal reasons and everything else. That makes sense because if you're paying in U.S. dollar, you're definitely very much on the enterprise, on the traditional business side, where the whole reason that exists, that system, Takara, is to isolate the people that don't care about crypto from the fact that we have to use the Dragon to run the system.
Correct.
That you can't do the verifications without the Dragon, and yet, if you were a business coming in, you don't particularly care about Dragon. You care about whatever your business is, and you want to use our platform for that. So that's the real, I guess, point of the Takara system, is that stable pricing, and the fact that we've had the wormhole concept for quite a long time, and since we launched, the fact that the Dragon, which is leveraging Ethereum for token security, is directly tied to the internal accounting of the Dragon, yet we don't have to transact every single operation on Ethereum.
Right.
It gets up there anyway. So one of the questions is, since users can now pay in US dollar, doesn't that make our Dragons unnecessary? And that is, I guess, directly answered with that Takara system, that no. The whole point of it is to isolate the business, so that if you come in with US dollar, if you don't, maybe, especially if you're early on, you don't know much about Dragon, you just want to try it out or whatever else, you can come in and totally ignore the token side of it until you realize, oh, I've got this many transactions a month, and now I need to really understand the economy to tune my system. That's when you go out and get Dragons in market and build time and apply it to your node and have your fees lowered. So it's a really interesting concept, really interesting. It's really well tested. It looks like everything is working really well there. So anyway, another question. We got an email, or users got an email Tuesday about this rollout of the billing system that's coming, and so a lot of people had a lot of questions about what was actually being charged.
Right.
So from that, people were asking if their console access would be a paid item, right?
Right.
So of that, it is, correct me if I'm wrong, just business nodes, just L1s that are part of this rollout for billing. So if you're running a level 1 node, a business node, you have to know if it's a managed node, if it's on our system, that you will start to be charged after your trial's up or whatever else at that monthly rate. This does not include console access. Console access is free. You just have to register like you always have with a claimed account and everything. And the verification nodes are currently not going to be billed. In the future, they almost certainly will be. We're working on pricing and everything else there. I'm really hoping to make it time-based pricing. So in the verification nodes in particular, that's not a business focus, where a business running a business node isn't really, or at least not typically, especially at first, going to care about running verification nodes. They might, but the point there is that we will likely charge less for someone with a higher time, and it'll incentivize both for the fees and for the cost to run a verification node as a managed node. So our real goal there is to get as many people as possible to be running them on their own hardware in an unmanaged mode.
Yep.
So I think that's everything. So
Yeah.
you good?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.